3650 squad. We square jobs, make a check gains. The secret sauce. 3650 squad. We square jobs, make a check gains. The secret sauce. Get out your ledger and pull the contract. Stack for 10 years. That's how we stack. See my post chain, see my Cadillac. This is the job. We don't know where it's at. 3650, 3650. 3650, 3650 squad. We square jobs, make a check gains. The secret sauce. 3650 squad. We square jobs, make a check gains. The secret sauce. 3650 squad. We square jobs, make a check gains. The secret sauce. 3650 squad. We square jobs, make a check gains. The secret sauce.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to EMP.Money. My name is AJ, I am the team lead here, and this is our live AMA. We come to you every Monday and Thursday at 6:45 p.m. Eastern. We have a jam-packed episode, as usual, trying to get started right on time today, and we have a meeting after this as well, so we're going to do everything we can to get all the info in the shortest amount of time possible. We also have a very special guest today, who I will introduce in a moment. We'll do a quick little AMA with him at the beginning of the show, and then we'll have all of our regular updates towards the middle and at the end. So before we get into all that, though, I'd like to introduce my co-host with the most and fellow team member, LA. LA, how are you today?
Hey guys, I'm good. Shout out to all the emperors and the 3650 squad.
Yeah, man, no doubt. I had to do the 3650 song to begin with today because sparkler payouts have been absolutely bananas. So,
Through the
yeah, through
roof.
the roof, totally. We'll talk about all that when we get to the Spark section. But before we introduce our special guest, I want to just go over a quick market update. And again, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube. Again, that really helps our engagement and algorithm of getting the word out about all of our awesome protocols out to the wider crypto audience, and all the ad revenue that we get through our YouTube channel is also put back into our ecosystem. So, but the market has been on an absolute tear. I mean, we are in uncharted territory. So, depending on what exchange, we've already broken all-time highs. Over $68,000 Bitcoin. I think on Coinbase, it was the magic 69. But I haven't even looked. LA, we may even be at 69 right now. I don't know if you can pull it up, but what are we at? It was mooning even before I started the live stream.
CoinGecko says 67.8, but I've seen people in our VIP posting ones in the 68s. So
Yeah.
I haven't seen 69 that you're speaking of yet, but
All
craziness.
right, well, we're almost there. Again, it may happen on stream, but regardless, I mean, there's two scenarios. I talked about this on one of the other AMAs. We're in a new all-time high bull cycle before the halvening. So the fact that has never happened before, and that could be either a new super cycle, which puts Bitcoin and us in a bull market for the next 2 years, or a much longer extended bull market, which would be amazing. Or it means that we have the same cycle, but we see a new all-time high beyond our wildest imagination. I know some people are calling for $500,000 Bitcoin during this cycle, which again, is insanity. I mean, I absolutely think Bitcoin will be $1 million per Bitcoin. But I do think it will be a few more cycles. But knowing what I'm seeing now, who knows, man? But either of those scenarios are bullish for all of all of us that are here, all the crypto heads that are here before retail. I mean, we're all winning with all that. So ETH is also up, broke 3,600. Again, hopefully we get to that $4,000 ETH very soon. That will put the EMP peg at $1. And so again, that's about a 10x from here on the EMP price as we get back to peg with Fusion. And PLS, again, I think everybody, obviously we love to see green candles, but PLS has experienced a pretty big pullback today. So, again, all the attention is on Bitcoin and ETH and some of the memes, but don't count out Pulse. I mean, if anything, this could be a very sexy entry point, right, LA?
Yeah, I mean, everyone's so focused on the price of ETH and Bitcoin going up, but when you have these type of opportunities where some of the other coins you're holding on to are going up and other coins you're bullish on have such dips, I mean, it could be a great accumulation time depending on your strategy.
Yep, 100%. I mean, obviously, it takes a lot of conviction, but what you should be doing, again, not financial advice, is buying the dips and selling into the green candles. So, and even Spark, I mean, we saw a major pullback today. A lot of that is just because of their correlation with PLS. Um, but again, I mean, people are still taking profit above and beyond that. And that's okay. I mean, those that South Spark, that provides an amazing opportunity for others to get in. And if you're in Sparkler, that is the real secret sauce. So we'll talk about that again in terms of the price of Spark for Sparkler here in a minute. And we have some really amazing projects that are building to actually help the price of Spark. So I think this is a great segue into introducing our first guest, our only guest today. Troy, are you there, brother?
I'm here, AJ. Thank you so much for having me. Hi, LA as well. Hello to everyone listening on Telegram and on YouTube too.
Awesome, Troy. Right on, brother. We can hear you loud and clear. And yeah, man. So I'm gonna go through a few questions about you, about the protocol. But the long story short is that you are the project founder for Eternity Explorers, and the ERS token, which actually is a reflect token that burns Spark. So a lot of you probably heard us mention ERSP. Again, that's the Pulse version. It supports not only Spark, but also Glass, which is another partner token of ours, with headed up by one of our admins, Will. And so I guess before we get into the questions, do you want to really quickly go over, what we're doing here? I guess. Sure. Yeah. Go ahead.
So yesterday we actually released Eternity Explorers, which is a multiple mining project that we launched on Pulse Chain. So within it, you can find us releasing multiple different tokens that you can actually go into miners with. So instead of being the average kind of mining system and having one miner on the site, we wanted to kind of mix it up a little bit, design our own contracts with first of its kind type of approaches for those to kind of go into the miner, say for instance with Pulse X, and soon to be releasing with ERSG, ERSP, and also currently we have Glass Live on there as well. So if you can see AJ's screen here, I think he's sharing it too.
Yeah, amazing, brother. I just got it pulled up. Sorry for I'm pressing all sorts of buttons here. But yeah, this is the homepage. Again, for those that can see. And yeah, man, we're excited. I know PLS, PLSX, and Glass are the first three, but as you can see, we have a Spark one coming, and obviously ERS on G and P, and then obviously Hex as well. So I guess so. Let's start at the top. Maybe give us a little bit more info on your background, Troy. Go ahead.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, a little bit about myself. Well, my name's Troy. Nice to meet everybody here, and thank you for listening again. So, I'm one of the developers on the project Eternal Reflections, which actually launched Eternity Explorers underneath us, which is kind of a fun little gameplay as we wanted to kind of gamify the universe a little bit and give a little bit of extra ecosystem play before we release our staking app. A little bit about myself. I have a giant comic book collection. You know, I love boxing. I've been a nurse for coming up on about 9 years now, which is pretty crazy to think about. And I'm a massive passion behind me for cooking and eating, which is a good combination too.
Awesome,
Yeah. So
brother.
that's a little bit about myself.
Right on, man. No doubt. Well, we can both share in our passion for food and crypto. So for sure, man. And I guess so. Who else is on the ERS team? I know it's you, and I believe another lead dev as well. Correct?
Absolutely. So currently it's myself and 3D Rect Wallet. So you'll see him as well in the Eternal Reflections chat. So we actually met a while back in a few different projects that we were investors in over the years. We kept in touch and have been good buddies for a few years now, you know, always on calls like, hey, what are you going to jump in next? Have you seen the price of this? You know, it was just after I tried to launch the first ERS token that we got an error on launching the LP that I reached out to him and asked, you know, hey, 3D, do you want to connect and maybe help me out with launching a project here? I kind of let him know the background of what I was looking for, and then the Eternal Reflections universe kind of started off from there. So then, like once we started coding, we learned how tricky Pulse Chain was compared to BSC launches after we launched on BSC first. And then
Perfect.
after our breakthrough on the BSC launch, we were locked and loaded for getting Pulse going.
Amazing, brother. Yeah, no doubt. I know you, again, this isn't your first rodeo. You guys have been in the space. I know we've been working together for, almost pretty much since Spark launched, on, the reflection side. And I know,
Yeah.
you always had Eternity, Explorers, in mind, and then, another, bit of alpha that we'll get to at the end here too, on
Yep.
even some more development. So, all right, awesome. So, what tokens are currently live, and why would we want to get involved with ones, or, one or the other?
So currently live right now, we have that BSC launched ERS, which was actually our first token launch. So we coded that contract to be able to allow reflections to be changed after the token was live. So we kept seeing a lot of projects launching a reflection token, and whatever that token was reflecting was locked in stone. So we kind of wanted to break down those barriers and allow the reflection to be kind of switched. And that allowed us to kind of put our aim into different partnerships and make sure that the community was always kind of being educated on whatever we did partner with. So current reflections on ERS on Binance are USDT and Cake, and a little bit of exciting news coming up later as we kind of mentioned that alpha.
For sure,
We
man.
have ERS, yeah, we have ERSG on Pulse Chain, and that is our glass reflection token. So that was our initial launch. While token holders in Pulse kind of waited along while we got ERSP ready, but this token reflects the glass community, and the developer Will, we wanted to give a huge shout out to, and a high five for kind of being behind us from the get go on ERS project. And then lastly, our ERSP token, which is Eternal Reflections on Pulse Chain. And the ERSP token reflects Glass and Spark currently, and with our eyes to kind of continue to set those partnerships and support other projects. Because along with those reflections, we also have that secret burn button as well that allows us to burn other people's projects too, to give them a little bit of a deflationary sense as well behind them.
Amazing, brother. Yeah, no doubt. I mean, we've kept track of the burns. I mean, based on what ERSP reflects and what we are able to do from the Spark side, it's been about 1,000 Spark a week in total burn. So not only is it again reflecting Spark and Glass to other holders, but it's also helping to burn some of that as well. So yeah, man, super bullish on that. Again, ERSP, if you want to start receiving some of those reflect rewards. So yeah, awesome, man. All right, so that is a great overview of your initial tokens. Now we can talk about what we're seeing in front of us. Was there anything you
Yep.
wanted to add before we jump into Eternity Explorers? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Actually, so we do have another token that we are working on, which is actually going to be part of that staking DApp release. So after our miners on Eternity Explorers have been operating for about 1 to 2 weeks or so, we're going to play it by year. But our final token comes to fruition from that. And that'll be the final piece that brings everything kind of together. So it is going along with our big surprise reward token from the staking protocol. And the first and only way to get any hands on it through a very limited supply would be through the mining system as well here. So I wouldn't actually be able to release the name today just because, as we've seen in the past, if you release a name of a project that's coming out, there's going to be a lot of scam tokens launching, and we kind of want the community to be safe about it.
For sure.
But you'll kind of see it. We'll publish before we launch on our main page there. And it goes against everything that we stand for, and it'll be a very powerful reward token that you'll want to hold on to per se.
All right, awesome. So that is next in the pipeline. So yeah, man, really really exciting. So all right, then with this staking website too, will investors be able to stake like any token, or what will be rewarded?
So for our rewards, we're going to be going along with our native tokens that we currently have, and then they'll be getting our reward token that we're going to be offering. So that'll go against having some farms on the site, some pools, and kind of creating a full roundabout ecosystem that users can stake into getting that valuable reward. We're going to look at having a very low supply on initial launch on it, and it'll be very, very similar to all of our tokens combined in a sense that you want to hold it to get the maximal rewards.
Okay, no doubt. And again, for those of you that are already in Spark, I mean, you understand, just like the farms, you stake, or provide LP and then receive the reward token. So Troy's saying pretty much the exact same thing, only with different assets. And Troy, are they going to be single asset staking, or is it LP as well?
We're going to have both because we do want that LP to really bring back a lot of finances to our ecosystem. We're going to be having some single pools and a lot of the LPs as well incorporated, just so we kind of have a full roundhouse system with not only pools but farms as well on board. And then alongside all that, we're also having those miners run in the background. So we're hoping to have a full-blown mothership per se going along with the Eternal Reflections vibe, kind of trucking through space there.
Yeah, man, no doubt. We love the mothership. Again, between us and you and Spark and EMP, we call it the mothership for sure, man. So all right, and I guess again we'll get into the mining contract live right here, but I just want to cover a few more things. What else is in store and the next move other than the miners and the staking protocol?
So after we do that staking protocol, like we talked about, for partnerships that are upcoming or anything like that, we're kind of always keeping our eye open and looking at different projects that do communicate with us. We do have a couple in the loop right now, but nothing substantial that we'd want to release yet, as we still need to do some research and make sure that they're always safe for the community.
For sure.
I did want to release a little bit of an update for EMP, AJ, if it's time now to kind of let everyone know.
All right, man. Yeah, no doubt. So we have some alpha on the BNB side. So yeah, go ahead, Troy. I'll let you do the honors, brother. Yeah.
So we thought, me and AJ, after many months of kind of working together, we were in a chat the other day, and I said, "Hey, you know what? I think it would be smart to why haven't we been doing this yet? We should be reflecting off EMP." And it just kind of sparked in both of our minds per se that, we could have been doing this all along to get new investors finding out what the EMP token is and understanding like this isn't just a token. You can bridge with this. So this will help kind of get the taste of the EMP system, how cheap those fees are to swap over, get more eyes into the EMP system as well as Spark Swap again, as always. So we're going to be adding that onto our reflections protocol coming up shortly here.
Amazing. So there you go. Now, again, owning one token, you're able to actually get reflections on multiple different, and now EMP added to the mix as well. Especially as we prepare, for fusion. I think it'll bring even more eyeballs to what we're doing. So Amazing, brother. Well, I want to hear your overall thoughts on Pulse and the market too, but let's end with that. So right now, I just want to do a quick walkthrough of the Explorer mining contracts. Again, this is the
Sorry.
homepage, and we will have our own affiliate links as well. LA will post that in all of our socials as well as the live chat today. So again, if you do want to go into this, again, please understand it's high risk, high reward. I know Troy, I know the developers, the contracts are safe, but again, this is a game and not financial advice. So, but
Yes.
you guys have made a lot of improvements to your typical ROI mining contracts. So let's just start with Pulse for now. Again, you can do it on Pulse, PulseX, and Glass. And again, Spark and all those others will be added later on. But we'll just start with Pulse for now. Again, the concept is the same no matter what token you decide to go and use. But essentially, you deposit and you hope that you get more out than you deposited. So I'll let you kind of give a high level overview, Troy, and then I'll have some questions at the very bottom.
Absolutely. So you'll probably hear the excitement in my voice talking about the ecosystem as we've had a lot of fun designing it. We've built a gamified type blockchain game based off of being a commander of small little groups that are called explorers. And what you're doing is sending out the explorers into gathering up valuable resources and kind of treasures across the universe. So with that, if you can see here, so we've just launched just over 24 hours ago today. So it's still quite new and fresh. So the total commanders there, it says there's about 45 different commanders that are already participating. And with that, they've kind of hired their own teams of explorers to send out. And each day you can get between 1% and 365% APR in total for the cents. What you do is if you scroll down a little bit there, you can kind of see your commander's log. So you can see how much yourself has deposited. You'll see how much total has been collected and also your referrals there too. And then it'll show you down here as well. So if you go and deposit Pulse on this sense, then what you can do each day is it's part of the gamified sense where you'll want to be checking in every 18 hours to make sure you either redeploy more explorers or you claim your rewards. And then in that sense, if you do redeploy 6 times right from the beginning, and then after the 6 times originally hydrated or redeployed, then you'll be able to claim those first rewards out. So it kind of makes it a little bit fun and interesting. We do have an FAQ on the very first page that allows people to kind of read more a little about it before they actually invest, which I always suggest to everyone is always do your research before you jump in. If you're not new to miners, make sure to do lots of research prior to kind of getting into something like this, because it might be a little confusing and it might kind of set some lights off in the brain or maybe hopefully light them up. But anywho, during the gameplay, you can either collect rewards or continue to redeploy the rewards. And we made it last with more longevity than other miners that you might see. So we didn't want to have someone that was depositing a crap ton of money and then, having the rest of the people that are in the miner having to pay them out. So we put a max deposit on, as well as sorted out the initial APY to be a little bit lower than other miners, as you might see. Some miners you might see up to like 2,500% APY, where we're back down to about that 365%-ish zone. So you don't want to be missing out on this one. It's going to be quite fun to play along with. There's multiple strategies as well involved. So, you can have multiple wallets going. You can be claiming whenever it comes to fruition. And we've also put onto it as well a maximum amount of deposit. So kind of stay tuned with that and make sure you kind of play along, but also always be sure to do your research first and learn a lot about the ecosystem before you even put one pulse in. Awesome.
Yeah, bro, no doubt. That was a great overview. And yeah, I'll go through it one more time, again, from my perspective, and just correct me if I'm wrong on any of this. But as you can see, this is one of my wallets. Again, I went ahead and went with the max, the 10 million pulse. Again, you can deposit anywhere from, I believe it's 100,000 is the minimum, up to, right here. So Yeah, 100,000 is the minimum, up to 10,000 or 10 million rather, max. And yeah, again, if you want to do more than that, you'd have to do multiple wallets. The countdown until rewards are cut off. So again, this is a very popular mechanism, what we use for Detonator, what a lot of other ROI contracts use. And so if you don't interact with the contract within, well, I believe what, it's 34 hours? Is that it says 32 here, but I think by the time I got in, does that sound right, Troy? 34 hours?
It's
Yeah.
about right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
once what this does is it stops someone from just kind of initially starting a wallet and then never coming back again. So we wouldn't want rewards to continuously go out to someone that's not participating. So it actually freezes that person's total rewards that they're going to be getting, which allows other users to kind of take advantage of that. So going along with this in the gameplay, if some users are not really participating, maybe they're coming in once a week and, redeploying or something like that, the other people that are constantly in there and getting those times right on exact, they're going to be making more rewards from it. So this allows a lot of people that might not participate to stop getting those wallets sent to a wallet where they're not going to be accessing them type thing.
Yep, 100%, man, and that really helps with the longevity too. So, and then all right, so then about every 16 hours or 18 hours again. Sorry, you'll see when you log in with your own wallet the time frames. But yeah, the time until next deployment. So I guess just go over that one more time. Is that you actually get a bonus up to 25% if you do it 10 times in a row of deploying your explorers rather than just claiming the rewards. Is that right?
Yeah, so basically what this does is if you're deploying more explorers, it's going to slowly compound the rewards that you would be getting up to 25%. So the first time you deploy more explorers, you're getting that 2.5% there. And then if you go up to 10 times with that, it's going to be equal to that 25%. And then it resets back to zero. So you start all over again with accumulating that percentage up to 25, which keeps it very interesting too. And we kind of gamified this portion of it as well to kind of keep users coming back in and accessing it each 18 hours. We wanted to kind of switch it up again too, from instead of having it every 24 hours like a lot of miners have. People are setting their alarms for 5 p.m. each day. I'm going to eat dinner and hydrate, or eat dinner and deploy more explorers type thing. In this sense, it kind of keeps people guessing on their toes. They wake up in the morning like, what? Still 2 hours left. What is this? Oh yeah, that's right. It's 18 hours. So it kind of gives a little bit more of a little bit more fun behind the exploration of this universe as well.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, and again, it gives a rotating chance for those that are on different time zones that aren't getting up at 3 in the morning every day. So yeah, man,
Yeah.
I like it, brother. So I mean, that is really as simple as it gets. I mean, is there any other clarifications that you want to go into?
No,
Yeah, go ahead.
I think you did it. I think it's perfect as it is. I think it's going to be a lot of fun for people to kind of get into. Again, the FAQs are on that main page. Just scroll down to the bottom. And crypto is a solo sport, so always kind of make your own advice by learning, I always say. And
For
you can
sure.
always start researching into different contracts and stuff to learn a little bit more about that ecosystem. And that's how 3D and myself actually got started in October, was, starting from square one. We started learning Solidity, and then we moved on to learning HTML, and then we started learning CSS. And it all started from, one day in October. We just wanted to start it up.
I love it, man. That's what it's all about, bro. It's about no excuses. Learning code. I mean, I know a lot of people that say, "Hey, I wanna hire a developer. I have an idea." But the best thing to do again is just learn how to code on your own. So shout out to you, Troy. I know you're a very smart guy, and it really shows that you had an idea, you built it, you learned code, you troubleshoot it. You make it happen, bro, and that's what I love. And yeah, man, I'm excited. So, and that'd be a perfect way to kind of wrap it up. What are you bullish on Pulse? I mean, I know the answer is yes, but what are your overall views, on the market and what we're all building here on Pulse?
I feel honestly, I'm extremely bullish on Pulse. One of the most bullish I've ever been on anything. So, as we see Bitcoin hitting its all-time high, probably right now as we're speaking, I haven't checked it in a bit, but honestly, I think we're going to see a nice run with Pulse this year. It's going to be the first year actually with Pulse kind of going into a bull run. So the limit, the ceiling is unspeakable. No one has an idea of where it could go, where it's going to go, or where it will be from a year from now, maybe 2 years from now as well. So very excited as well, AG, because we have built on top of Pulse with those LPs and with
Yes.
Hart's Law. We're going to see what happens when that Pulse starts ripping towards the sky. We're going to be climbing along with it. So I look forward to that as well. So
Yeah, brother, absolutely. I could not agree more. Again, as you know, the overall markets increase, and especially Pulse, like you said, with Hart's Law, having your liquidity attached to PLS, we can see some really amazing things, and we're all here super early. So, again, it's been awesome having you, LA. Was there any other questions that we saw or anything you want to add, Troy? Feel free, brother.
no, just give us a few to kind of recorrelate, and we're going to be working on that EMP reflection out from our tokens too. So stay tuned. We'll kind of make an update over in our chat to kind of just get everybody excited and hopefully get a little bit more eyes too over on the EMP.Money and understand that bridge and the power of it as well compared to other stuff that might be available out there.
For sure, brother. Yeah, no doubt. And we'll do a post when that's live as well. So, all right, awesome. Yeah, LA, did we cover everything? Anything you want to add? Go ahead.
Yeah, that was great. I think you guys covered it all. I don't see any other questions in the chats. I do have those links up there in the chat for everyone. Everyone was very excited that you're Canadian. That's about it.
Yeah, from what one? Yeah, go right. LA, one Canadian to another, right? Eh?
A fellow
Yeah.
Canadian. We always love it.
Yeah. Perfect. All right, awesome, Troy. All right, brother. We're gonna go ahead and go to our own AMA. Again, any final words? Go ahead, my friend. Oh, where do we find you? Let's. Yeah. Where are all your socials? Yeah.
My socials are available on if you even click on my username on Telegram, or we could even I'll send a little post onto the live AMA here on YouTube too to see if people want to jump in.
Perfect, bro. All
We're on
right.
Twitter as well, on our Telegram, and yeah, check us out.
All right, my friend. Awesome.
I posted their Telegram on the chat as well.
All right, yeah. Don't fall for any scam tokens or contracts. So yeah, good deal. All right. Thank you for all you're doing, brother. Thank you for supporting Spark and our ecosystem, and let's everybody support ERS and the new mining contract. Again, this is only not even 24 hours old, so super early, and we try to bring our community all the early alpha. So. All right, brother. Sounds good. So, all right, LA. You want to continue on? I know we have a lot to cover today. I'm having some technical difficulties as well, but I'm going to try to move through it here. LA, what is so Sparkler on fire? You want to talk about that really quick while I get set again? Go ahead.
Yeah, sure. The last 24 to 48 hours have been just absolutely insane when it comes to Sparkler. I think that has a lot to do with the DEX volume and the bridge volume. Both have been just through the charts. I think we have hit, 1.5 million in DEX volume today. So that probably has a lot to do with it. But Sparkler payouts have been very juicy. So we have a lot of happy people. I honestly couldn't believe it. Yesterday, I made a claim and I was doing my, what do we call it? The infinite money generator.
Yes,
Little
infinite money,
shuffling.
infinite generator, and all of the above. Yeah.
I was doing my shuffling of my LPs to the farm. And then, literally, I think it was 2 hours later, you said something about the sparkler's on fire today, and I clicked back on it, and I kid you not, I had nearly as much as I had just claimed back in there, and I was just blown away. It's just paying out like nobody's business right now.
I love it, man. That is so bullish. And yeah, 100%. We Again, we don't ever advertise, when the injection happens. Honestly, it's all done through a smart contract, so a lot of it is out of our control anyway. But yeah, it was a massive day, and a lot of the rewards from the arbitrage bots, and other rewards that are a little more variable, those aren't through a smart contract. So as they collect, once it's initiated, that's when you see those big spikes. And again, that's the beauty of Sparkler, is that it's based on real yield. So, the APR is actually going up on Sparkler, and we've said this many, many times. Obviously the farms are very attractive right now, and they will continue to be attractive because you can earn more Spark. But over time, Sparkler is going to be the highest APR, in the long run, and at least, um, excuse me, at least the most consistent APR as well. So, um, yeah, anything you want to add to that, Sparks? LA, sorry, about Spark? Yeah.
I just think that it's great that even in a time period where PLS has a big dip, um, whereas normally that would be a time when people might get emotional because we're so closely linked to PLS. We as a protocol still have ways to have big wins and things to celebrate even on the red days, and I think that that's something that's so positive about our ecosystem, that we have things that are built in where we can win on both red and green days. And so there's these things to celebrate, there's these milestones to celebrate on any day. So today was a perfect example of that. Even though Spark and PLS were both down, I mean, Sparkler's still paying so well. The DEX volume, the bridge volume are still so high. And just everything that we said would happen is happening right before our eyes, with the vaults adding all this extra volume, which is positively affecting the Sparkler, and everything having this chain reaction. And even though we're having a red day, we're having these things that we can celebrate, and I just think that's very positive.
Yeah, no doubt, LA. Again, a great perspective. And yeah, I mean, obviously, Spark is inflationary, and we have never, skirted around that. We have plans to reduce the inflation and eventually get rid of the inflation overall, which again is incredibly powerful. But as long as you're utilizing Sparkler as your profit-taking mechanism, then the actual price is a lot less, concerning, because you can actually get more Spark and get more ownership on red days. So, I think that, we're not here to sell shame anybody. We had a really great AMA earlier with a big whales group, which we'll talk about in a minute here. But, a lot of the big guys, they know how to play the game, so to speak. And so, again, it's about not necessarily worrying about price. It's about how much yield can you produce from these yield producing assets. So, if again, not financial advice, but if you don't have a position in Sparkler, please consider getting one. And remember that longer pays better. So yes, you will need to stake for the 10-year maximum, which again, 10 years is an eternity in crypto, but it reduces the circulating supply of Spark, and that with that major bonus, you could potentially ROI in a matter of 6 months to a year. And that's at current APR. If the APR goes up, it'd be even shorter. And so then you have the next 9 years to profit from the protocol in real yield. Again, none of the inflation goes to Sparkler. It all is based on the protocol fees. So I couldn't be more bullish on Sparkler and the economics. We just need to get people to realize how powerful it is. And again, the numbers don't lie. I mean, we can get on here and tell you everything you want to hear, but if you actually go into our Telegram or Discord or any of our socials, there are many, many community members that have actual spreadsheets of data that track the payouts that they've been getting for months. And all the numbers that we're telling you are the truth. I mean, we're not exaggerating any of it. So, yeah, go ahead, Ella. You want to add to that?
Yeah, I do also just want to say this. Uh, there's always something positive to focus on. This is definitely one of them. I did see most of the chatter in our chats today be positive and like really psyched up. But I did see one person, and I just wanted to like point this out. It did seem obvious to me, but I did see one person saying the TVL is way down today. Dev, do something. But uh, I just want to point out that because Spark is so closely linked to PLS and we have over $2 million of liquidity, the TVL will go down if PLS has a major dip one
For
day.
sure.
But I do want to point this out on the flip side. Our DEX had $1.5 million in volume, even on a day when PLS was way down. So imagine how much volume that actually is, considering that PLS was way down.
I
Let
love it.
that sink in.
Oh my God, LA, I'm bullish. You got me bullish. We got high on our own supply around here.
Right?
So yeah, yeah,
Yes, of
totally.
course our TVL is down. PLS is way down today, but our DEX volume is way higher than it has been in recent days, even with PLS down. That's something to point out. Like,
Yeah,
Dev, do something. Yeah, we do something every day. We're planning our next 10 steps, you
totally,
know?
totally, LA. I love it. So yeah,
The
and just
amount we just accomplished in the time you typed that message.
yeah, I love it. Yeah, totally. If they only knew, again, we are nonstop and we love every minute of it. So yeah, and just to put some numbers to what LA was saying, I mean, PLS is down, was down again. I haven't looked, but like well over 10%. So if our TVL was 8 million, then just because Pulse went down 10%, that reduces our TVL by $800,000. That doesn't mean that money is leaving the protocol. It just means that the price is down. So again, make sure that you are measuring the correct metrics when it comes to this. And again, to Ella's point, to have $1.5 million in volume on a 10% down day, because again, the volume is calculated in dollar value, not tokens. Um, I mean, that's almost $2 million dollars in volume in one day. So yeah, really great points, LA. It boils down to something you say all the time about perspective, right? It's you need to know what you're looking at and what you're measuring to really know the right answer for sure. Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, good. All right, anything else with that part?
no.
All right, awesome. I'm having some technical difficulty, so Ellie, if you don't mind, can you text Stephanie? I might have to restart to be able to show my screen, but I
Okay.
can move on to the next part. So this part is about vaults. Again, we just released a new feature, which I'm hoping I'll be able to show you here in a minute. I just have to restart the screen share, but this was a highly requested feature where it actually shows the yield that you're earning now on Dex Vaults as well. So again, I'll circle back to that and show you live on screen if I can. Some other updates with the vaults. The migration tool is on its way as well. We've teased this a few times. If you listen to some of the AMAs, you would have heard uh, this release. But you're actually able to migrate your vaults between vaults. So, LA, do you wanna go into that real quick?
Yeah. So, Jake, CEO, Dex CEO, teased this on one of our recent AMAs with the pillars the other day. But they are working on a new feature where if you're in one of the vaults, and say for example, we announced that we're majorly boosting some new vaults for a few weeks or a limited amount of time, and you say to yourself, oh, I want to switch to this vault during this promotion or whatever the reason is, there'll be a button that you can press to migrate your LPs to a different vault, or even a portion of your LPs to a different vault. They are still doing some testing, so it's not live yet, but that is one of the tools that's on the way. And they're implementing a lot of the suggestions from the community. So a lot of what's live now or what's coming is stuff that you guys have been asking for, and feedback that you've been giving both in our Telegram and in theirs, or questions that you've been asking. So keep them coming. You guys have been making some great suggestions, like wanting to see the LP growth over time, which was a big one quite a few of you asked for, and now it is live. They were doing a few tweaks over the weekend, so if you did look at it over the weekend, it may not have been 100% accurate, but now, as of Monday, it should be completely good to go if you're looking at your performance on your vaults page.
Amazing. All right, awesome, LA. So yeah, I think I got to figure it out here. Hopefully you guys can see my screen. So I'll just go ahead and go into one of the vaults again, just like you would go on and open any vault that you're in. You go to this, and then this is one of our test wallets, but you can see right here in the middle it says yield. So again, on a at deposit, 152 dollar deposit of just PulseX PLS LP. It's now worth in dollar value again because Pulse has gone up from deposit. It's down today, but still up overall. Is now worth $161. And then the new field right here is the yield. So this will show you how much you've actually earned in yield, both in dollar value and percentage wise. And then the profit, again, is just based on the assets going up in value or down. And then the P&L accounts for all those inputs. So yeah, it's much better in terms of giving you an idea of what you've earned over time. And we are still going to add to that as we go for sure. And one more thing, like the other was saying about the migrate feature, once that is live, again, you can't migrate from a BNB vault to a Pulse vault. That will require cross-chain, migration. But and we're looking into that too. I know I mentioned on another AMA through our bridge technology, but as of right now, that's not an option. But there will be an option. Like LA said, if one of the other vaults is more attractive to you, but you don't want to take the time to, withdraw your LP, convert it, buy the new asset, and so on and so forth. There'll be another button down here that will say transfer vault, and then it'll let you pick the new vault. So that is coming as well. So all right, while I have the screen up, LA, anything else you want me to cover?
Yes. Yeah, do you mind scrolling down just a little bit as well?
Yep, hang on, sorry.
Oh no, go back to that.
Okay, and then scroll down.
Yeah.
All right, more.
I get. Okay, yes. I just wanted to also point out that you can also see in green. Can you hover over the question mark? Right. Yeah. So you'll see that this is the percentage of change since the last harvest. So you can see the LP growth, the amount of growth in your LP, and the dollar amount since your last harvest as well, if you're interested in seeing a breakdown of that as well in this section. So just wanted to point that out too.
Amazing. Yeah, I didn't even know that actually. Yeah. So yeah, I guess this is the actual, you've earned an additional 8 LP tokens. So again, that's super bullish because we talk about that a lot, LA, right? It's, those that are really have a long-term mindset, and once you can master this skill, you become a real crypto Jedi. And that is that you're focused on the actual LP tokens, not the actual dollar value, because we all think that crypto will be more in terms of dollar value than it is today. So if you're focused on accumulating the actual tokens, again, in this case, LP tokens, that is where you can really, grow your bag and become incredibly successful. So yeah, really cool stuff. Even there you go. Something I didn't even realize. Yeah, the dev team. That's the amazing part, man. We obviously we're all on the same page, but there's a lot of little cool stuff that the dev team can just take the bull by the horns and get it done. So there you go. So, uh, all right,
Uh,
awesome. Anything else?
nope, I think that's it.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and pull up my notes again. Do you want to move on to the next topic, LA?
Sure. Um, Oh, yeah. So, the three new vaults that we introduced, the PulseX vaults, they are still boosted until the end of this week. There was the boost on them for 2 full weeks. So, you will still see that all three of those ones that are pinned to the top are still boosted. So, if you are still looking to get into those are still receiving those boosted APYs until the end of this week, and then they'll go back to their regular APYs after that time period. So just wanted to point that out to all of you guys in case you're still looking to get into those.
Perfect. Yeah, absolutely. And again, the even though those vaults are boosted, the vaults will pay more APY than being in these PulseX farms, or even the Spark farms alone. Because again, remember the APY accounts for that auto compounding. So, get in while the getting's good. But even when the boost goes away, it's still worth being in those farms and vaults rather than being in them on your own. Again, if you still want to compound. So, and again, we're going to continue to, we'll boost other vaults as we go. Maybe every month, every few weeks, we will definitely be boosting vaults in the future as part of our marketing and trying to get the word out. But, it's really important that not only do you remember that the vaults are bullish for our ecosystem, but they're really bullish for Pulse as a whole. So again, whether it's Spark or Pulse X or other farms that we add to be in the vaults, all of that helps with our volume, and it really does help put buying pressure on Spark because of the ETFs. So remember, when you take profit on those, it goes both ways. So if you're bullish on Spark, then you can just hold their ETF, and that will provide buying pressure on Spark as it goes down. And as it goes up, it sells a little bit to go into SDI or ETH or whatever other pair is in that ETF. But vice versa, if you're not bullish on Spark, and this is why it's so good for Pulse as a whole, then you can just burn the ETF for whatever token you want. But in that process, we're still getting swap fees and protocol fees, and earning as a protocol, but not impacting the user overall. Because again, the way the vaults work, the auto compounding far outweighs any fees or gas or anything that you would have to do on your own. So it really is a real win-win scenario. We just need to get the PulseX community to realize how powerful the vaults are, and move their TVL over to the vaults. So, and again, the vaults are non-custodial. They've been audited by Hacken, Halborn, Certic, all the big auditing companies. The vaults have been live on other chains for literally 2 years now without any issues. So let's continue to help get the word out on why the vaults are so bullish for us and for Pulse as a whole. So yeah, you want to add anything to that, LA?
No, I think we get it.
All right, awesome. We're going to try to move through this. Again, we have another meeting coming up, so I'm going to try to go somewhat quickly here. But we'll talk about the audit. So we also, again, speaking of audits, we have secured hacking to audit our PERPS platform. So that's really, really bullish. Again, we are going to be releasing the PERPS leverage trading on PLS. Hacking will be doing the preliminary audit, so we'll have more info on that as it comes out. But every day is another day closer to PERPS, so that's a good thing, right, LA? Again, those that are fudding Spark being down, Perps is just one more thing that adds to the support of Spark over the long run, for sure.
Yes, and everyone we've told about that on AMAs and stuff is so excited that we're going to be able to offer that on Pulse Chain. So I think it's going to be something that really expands us to a wider audience.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And again, I mean, for right now, and we'll have more info on this as we roll out, but there will be a beta launch. During the beta, it will be BTC that you'll be able to trade just because we don't want people to be able to manipulate the system by shorting or longing some of the lower cap tokens. But the goal is everything that we said originally is that you will be able to long and short any regarding a minimum amount of liquidity that you'll be able to short or long any Pulse meme or Pulse token period. So again, we'll have more info on that as we go. Um, there is quite a bit of heavy lifting in terms of oracles and making sure that we're all ready to roll, but it could be here a lot sooner than I think people realize. So definitely keep in touch about the perps rollout. All right, real quick, LA, you want to go over the web traffic report? This was also super bullish.
Yes.
Yeah, totally.
Yes, over the weekend we got so much great news.
Totally.
We received a web traffic report from one of our devs. And so we got some really great analytics for the SparkSwap site. They were super bullish. In the past month, we've had over 46,000 unique visitors, the majority being from US, UK, Canada, Australia, and Germany. But I was just blown away by some of the numbers. 46,000 unique visitors over a month period. I think for a DeFi project that's under a year old, that's pretty damn bullish.
Totally.
So yeah, very exciting. Yeah, and we'll continue to monitor it and build as we go.
Yeah, no doubt. So again, we try to measure as many metrics as we can, and yeah, that was a great report to get to really see the amount of traffic we're doing. And again, I would say the vast majority of those unique visitors are using the farms or using the bridge, and that is an amazing sign of what in terms of adoption and what we're doing. So. All right, awesome. Speaking of adoption, we are grinding every day to get the word out. I did a really killer AMA this morning in a private group. Again, it's a private group with Randy Hilarski. He's a great guy. Those of you that name might sound familiar. He has a YouTube channel and he's a pretty big Pulse influencer as well. He also launched the Nope token, NOPE, no expectations. And so he's a great guy, and they have a really, really powerful Wales group. So shout out to Atlantean as well, and everybody that has recommended Randy and that we get in touch. So we did about an hour deep dive on Sparkler and Spark and the vaults. And again, like LA said, everybody that we show this to, they are blown away. I mean, a lot of Pulse guys are not necessarily DeFi degenerates, so a lot of this tech is groundbreaking for them, and so to be able to have it on Pulse now is just so bullish. So that went really well, and we have even more AMAs and meetings with other groups coming up as well, for sure. So LA, any other AMAs you want to highlight without dropping any alpha?
Hey, you didn't actually let me know how today's went. How did that one go?
Yeah, so yeah, it was amazing. I mean, Randy is a great guy. I mean, super super engaged, and yeah, it was all around a success. So
It was a private, super secret whale group, so I couldn't attend. It was a weird feeling because I'm always right there by his side for every
yeah, no doubt. We said in LA you're not allowed in this one. No. Yeah, it
AMA.
again it's a paid group. I mean, they all sent LA their love, but yeah, it's a closed group and they again some really heavy hitters in that group and nothing but love and support for Spark. And even what was also really cool is that a lot of them were already familiar with Spark. So again, that shows that we are gaining adoption. And I got to be careful what I say on a public forum, but there are a lot of other dexes that are underperforming, and so the fact that Spark is killing it, again, a lot of people are realizing that, even the big players for sure.
Also, what I'm finding with these AMAs is like in the groups and stuff, um, even if we end up speaking with people that are already familiar with Spark or may already have started investing in Spark, it is always great to do AMAs in these groups because a lot of people who may not be active in our groups may not be exposed to the educational piece. They may not be coming to our AMAs or be active in our Spark Swap groups, and they may not actually know the best strategies. So they may just be selling their Spark, or um, they may not know about the greatness of the infinite money generator.
Totally.
um, and so this is an opportunity to really go in and do some education on, getting involved in some of the sparkler, and using your spark in the best ways to not only help yourself but also the ecosystem, and help every piece yourself, the community, the ecosystem, all of it thrive, because everything we build, we really focus on we can all win together, and that includes the people and the project and the ecosystem and the community as a whole. So we always want to build things where everybody and everything can win, and so that requires a lot of education sometimes.
Yeah,
So yeah.
absolutely, LA, totally. And I know, again, the timing was amazing too. I'll tell you a quick little story. When I went on to show them, again, I did a live stream where I showed my screen, and I have my personal wallet up for Sparkler, and I had just showed Randy, like not even 24 hours ago, the Sparkler payout, and then I went on to do the Sparkler and show them like, listen, the sparkler is the secret sauce. And the payout was massive because, again, of that injection. So it was perfect to see exactly what we're saying, that you can profit, much more, or at least comparably in Sparkler without ever having to sell Spark. So yeah, it was hilarious that it all happened in the time frame it did. So. All right, awesome.
Love it.
Yeah,
So we have some more coming up this week in some more groups like that. And as we get ready to launch the PERPS platform, we're going to be setting out some more AMAs and continue on with the train. Yeah.
totally. Yeah, and again, we obviously are promoting everything, not only the vaults, the farms, the bridge, and then eventually perp. So things are really really coming together, and we're also having even more meetings about integrating the bridge in more places as well. So I was in that private call, but LA and the rest of the team were talking to another bridge aggregator. Shout out to Jay Wizzle as well. Jay's been killing it for us. He's just a community member that has gone above and beyond, emailing different aggregators and, absolutely putting in the effort to help get the word out about the bridge. So that was good. And yeah, I mean, the bridge volume is going up every single day and just getting better and better. So really amazing stuff. So all
Oh
right.
yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, Ellie. Yep.
No, sometimes I just say random things. I wasn't adding anything
Yeah,
else.
you're my cheerleader, right? Yeah, hell yeah, no, 100%. So, all right, perfect. So, and speaking, that is really it for the Spark updates. But speaking of the bridge, so a lot of you may have already heard this announcement. If you follow the True Seekers guys, again, love 'em or hate 'em, Lou and Dow King. Again, some prominent figures in the crypto space they have actually contracted with our devs to build a DEX on MANTA, and because of that, we will be able to integrate our bridge over to the MANTA network. So we'll have a lot more info on this as it gets closer, but the same team, again, DEX5, and all of our guys here at Spark are going to be contracting this DEX on MANTA and it could open a lot more opportunity for the bridge as well. So not only will we be able to bridge from BNB and Arbitrum to Pulse, but also to Manta now as well. And then again, hopefully with L1 Dex, we're able to bridge to all top 10 chains. So really, really bullish. And again, we'll have more to talk about on that. But we're the thing to take away from the True Seekers guys is that we will be in control. For those that may or may not like Lou or Dow King, we're the ones building the code, and that gives us a lot more control for sure. So, all right, LA, anything else you want to add?
Not on that point.
Cool.
We do have to wrap up pretty soon because we have to hop on a meeting in like 8 minutes.
Yeah, no doubt. So we will have a little bit of a different schedule this week. We can wrap it up with that. I have a commitment on Thursday that we can't reschedule, and so we're gonna just move the AMA to next week. So today is the only AMA. Obviously, if there's a big meeting, oh no, we're moving it to Wednesday, right, LA? Is that what we're doing?
Wednesday, yeah.
I can't even keep track. So, all right,
Yep, Wednesday
I'll
at
let
six.
you take it. Go ahead. What are we doing?
I'll give the final 2 points.
All right,
So we're
thank you.
gonna switch. We're gonna switch the AMA to Wednesday at 6:45. Hopefully, we'll have things to say by then, since it's only in 2 days from now. I'm sure we will. We'll answer any of the questions that are up from today on Wednesday. I apologize, we're not gonna have time to get to questions today. But we do have a meeting coming up right after this, and we should be able to share some of what we cover in that meeting on Wednesday's AMA, which is great, and give you some updates on that. I did want to also share, while we were on the AMA, I did get an update about the Sentinels, and we should also have some good news on that by Wednesday's AMA as well. So there should be some updates on Sentinels and L1X by Wednesday's AMA. So lots to look forward to on Wednesday at 6:45 Eastern.
All right, amazing. Thank you,
And
LA.
then
Yeah, go ahead.
and then Old Man Crypto wants me to remind you that daylight savings time is on Saturday night, well, between the sleep between Saturday and Sunday. So if you are not located in North America or a part of the world that does daylight savings time, the AMA time may shift for you by 1 hour. We will be keeping it at the same time, but it may be a different time for you since our time is changing by 1 hour.
All right,
Did that
perfect.
make sense?
Yeah, no, it did 100%. Again, I
Okay.
apologize too. With everything we have a ton of stuff going on right at the end here, so I was preoccupied. But yeah, 100%. And detonator rollovers, and just be aware that if you are affected by daylight savings, it may be a little bit different, but you can always go by the actual time on the top of the pages. So no matter where
So
you
yeah,
are in the world, yeah, go ahead.
in regards to Detonator, those clocks don't change based on daylight savings time or anything.
Correct.
Those are universal clocks, so just pay attention to the actual clock on that page. But if you do have alarms set on your phone, you may need to adjust them. So use the timer on the page in order to do so if you need to.
Yep, perfect. All right, awesome. So, all right, then, yeah, that'll wrap it up. Again, like I said, we don't have time for questions today, but we will definitely address all of them in the next AMA. I do see a few comments at the end here in regards to Truth Seekers. Yes, we understand they have a checkered past, but please understand that we are in control of the new MANTA DEX called Tito. So there's a lot more risk mitigation. And if you do have a truth position, you will be getting credit in the form of airdrops for the Aceto token with some other bullish updates on that too. So yeah, I get it. Well, I was a True Seeker investor as well, and you know we are doing everything we can to make sure we're in control of what happens. So and yeah, I mean Dow King and Lou will help me promoting all of our stuff as well. So, all right, awesome. That's it, LA, I think. So we're gonna wrap it up. Thank you all. You have any final words, LA? Go ahead.
A pleasant smile makes a pleasant day. Keep smiling and share your smile with someone else to make their day too.
I love it. Yes, hell yeah. So, could not agree more. Again, we have a lot to smile about in all of our ecosystems, and we are just getting started as Bitcoin is breaking new all-time highs before the halving. I mean, what a world that we're living in right now. So, thanks to all of you for being here. Again, join us on Wednesday. If we have any other updates outside of our normal schedule, we will post it in our socials and you know, do an emergency AMA if we have to with breaking news. Who knows? Maybe we hit $100,000 Bitcoin by the end of the week. At this rate, it might happen. All right. On that note, good night, good day, and we will see you on Wednesday. Also, make sure to hit that like button on the way out. Thank you all. Good night.